Okay, let's see if this works. I'm gonna view my channel. I need to make sure that I don't miss the chats if they're going on. Showing us live here. There we are. Beep. Waiting to see if we can get our people back, our viewers. There's one. All right, sorry about that. Hopefully this is more stable. I remembered earlier today I had to turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone. So I just turned that back on, but I had to exit the video and go back to my home screen on my phone to do that. It wouldn't let me do it with YouTube running. So we're back. We're back. I turned on the Wi-Fi, so I hope the connection stays stable this time. Okay. I'm going to try and get a decent view here. You got a live video before. So, I don't know, is that I'm gonna have to mess with the tripod a bit, I think, which is a bummer, because I had it set up just how I liked it for the other videos that I've been doing on the computer. So I'm gonna try and mess with this a little bit. Bear with me. Bear with me, please. Just, I'm going to see if I can actually put the tripod up on the desk in a nice spot. I'll take feedback. I'll take suggestions. You guys can tell me where the camera should sit. And we'll see if we can find a spot that's not too hateful, you know? Try and find a not too hateful spot to go ahead and do some live drawing. Some live YouTube drawing for you guys here on YouTube. So here's, okay, I've got it placed just so. And let's see if this is gonna work. I think this is gonna be all right. Oh boy. So why did I show you so many drawings before? I wanted to show you guys what you're getting into, what you can expect. Obi-Wan wants to know what we will talk about while I'm drawing, and or am I going to have to concentrate? No, I'll be able to chat. I'll look up when I can. So you can chat amongst yourselves while I'm doing my doodles. How is this? I think this is a decent view. Maybe the light can come up a little bit closer. Shed some more light. This is, what a convoluted setup. This is very, very odd. How's this? See, I'm looking over on the tablet here to see what the view is like. The problem is, on this side, you're going to get a really bad shadow. So, to counter that, what if I turn my TV on? If I found, let me see. Yeah, you can razz me while I draw, that's fine too. You know, no big deal. I don't think I have anything. What is this? Is that even on right now? That's not on. Is this on? I don't have anything that I can turn on the TV right now. Crap! Okay, well, alright, that's fine. I'll just move my hand away every so often, as Andrew recommended. We'll just do that. And I'm going to actually move this back a little bit still, because we're getting a bit of a glare on the desk, and I don't like that. I don't like how it looks. No, that won't do, guys. I'm being picky. I could just, if I could get this to perch, like, maybe on top of my TV. No. No, it's not happening. I think we're going to have to deal with the glare. Okay. Fair enough. Very well. Okay. So, we're going to be drawing Mr. Belvedere this evening. This was Andrew's request. Andrew was here, living in my home for a while, and he sort of played Mr. Belvedere. He wanted us to refer to him as Mr. Belvedere, and he really wanted his custom edition of Wish You the Best to feature Mr. Belvedere's face instead of his, because Mr. Belvedere was a sort of spiritual representation of the archetype that Andrew, the archetype that he played out while he was here in my home. You know, a sweetheart deep down, but how should I put it? A sort of sassy, debonair kind of man. The kind of man you can count on. The kind of man who's going to shoot straight with you. He's going to tell you what's what if he needs to. He's not afraid to pull your kid to the side and say, listen, bub, you need to listen to mom and dad. Your mom and dad are looking out for you. They know best. And so he didn't mind doing that if he needed to. He would take my son to the side. You know that someone means business when they take you to the side. And he would sometimes take my son to the side if he needed to. And he would give him some pointers. Just like Mr. Belvedere did on the television show. Sometimes he would take the kids of the house to the side and he would let them know, hey, you're screwing up a little bit. But he didn't do it so that he could just so he could get a dig in on him. He didn't do it to make himself feel good. He did it so that so they'd be more capable moving forward. So they'd learn a lesson. And they would take that lesson with them in life and become better people. So that's what this picture is going to be about. It's going to be about taking that goodwill and taking those lessons and also taking that sass, but also taking the kind heart and the gentle heart and the love and putting it in this picture here. And then it will be scanned into my computer, and I will create a custom-sized insert for this CD, and this will go to Mr. Andrew. Right there. Right? Okay. All right. Enough exposition, right? Let's get to it. All right, so the photo that I'm looking at, Andrew said stewardship and not being represented as an image mostly. Stewardship. That's fine. That's a good word. You're a good steward, but the problem is when I hear steward, I often think of the coffee steward. It was a position that was held by employees when I worked at Speedway. The coffee steward would come in and make the coffee. Andrew said more pictures of Muhammad exist than him. Well, That's not good. That's not good. This picture that I'm using as a reference, guys, it's a little tricky. The top of his head is cut off, but I saw, as soon as I saw the face he was making, I was like, this is the one. This is the one. I hope that I do it justice because I have not done one of these. It's been, like, it's been almost 3 years now. Wow, that's crazy. I haven't done one of these in almost 3 years. So, I apologize if I'm rusty, Andrew. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to capture stewardship in its essence and translate that in my drawing here. I'm going to keep stewardship in mind, and I'm going to do everything I can to make this rock, make it worth the wait. And of course, you will get this. You'll get this original too. So I know you don't keep much art, but you will get this. Maybe I'll even frame it for you. Who knows? Sort of an extra bonus since you had to wait so long. Okay. Oh, as I said, enough exposition. Let me get to it here. Let me get started. Okay. Okay, so... Alright, I'm just going to kind of map it out a little bit. So here's... This is like... The top of his head's going to be, it kind of does that a little bit. This side goes down this way. Like that. Kind of bulbs out just a tad. It's down like this. Another one of those. And then like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. And yeah, it kind of goes in a little bit, doesn't it? And then right there, bottom of the ear. This, yeah, that's still good. Here we go. Just kind of, just getting a feel for the layout. Some of this can change. I feel like, let me see, do that. Yeah, this is a weird, he's at a weird angle in this photo. So, this one starts this side of his ear. This is going to start down a little bit lower, I think. And then come up to just about here, we'll say. I guess that would be good. And this kind of does that. Okay, I think I got the general shape of his head. There we go. I think that should be all right. Okay. Andrew said he will hang this, so that's good. He's got some art. He's going to hang this. What color frame would you prefer? Do you like a gold frame? Do you like, what do you like? I think this needs, this comes down a little bit like that. I feel like this needs to come outwards just a little bit more, because he does not have... He does not have a skinny face, Mr. Christopher Hewitt. He does not have a skinny face. So I think that needed to be plumped up just a little bit on this side. There we go. I brought an eraser in, so I can do that. Let's get rid of this real quick. Get rid of our little lines there. Erase some of those lines the way that J.J. Abrams will erase the effects of Episode 8 from the Star Wars universe. Around here. Contrary to what one gentleman who's been commenting back and forth with me on YouTube has to say, the effects of Episode 8 will be deleted by J.J. Abrams. He's our only hope. We have to trust him. So here's his chin. He's got one of those chins that... He's got one of those chins where it kind of... It does this deal. I don't know what you call that. It's like... It does this kind of thing. I don't like that eraser. You get a little bit of this. And then this, his jowl comes down a little and actually goes underneath like that. That's where his neck is. I can't recall. You know, I never did neck. I don't think I should start now. I don't think I did neck in the other pictures. I just need to try and make this one. Flustered. I think that should be good. Okay, here we go. We're going to take this chin downtown. We're taking the chin downtown right now. He's got another little, like a kind of deal right there. And so I'm just trying to get an idea of where everything is going to sit on his face. Sit on Mr. Belvedere's face. Andrew said that first he would like either a black or white frame for this. I don't know. We'll see at the end. A black frame might look better with the white paper. And then he also said, rumors are that Kerry Russell is playing Mara Jade and Richard Grant is playing Thrawn. Any thoughts from anyone on that? I mean, that sounds good. As long as they don't try to well, I guess I don't think they would do this. I would want to see them try to squeeze Thrawn's entire story into one movie, you know? That might be a drag. That might make Thrawn fans angry. I think if they brought him in, it was like, this is where we're going next, that could be interesting. But I don't think people would like it if they brought Thrawn in just to kind of win over the Legends crowd, you know? Or even the people who like Rebels, because I think he's on Rebels, right? If they did it right and they brought Thrawn in Episode 9, that would be cool. I'd like to see that. Even though I haven't read any Thrawn stuff, I just know how enthusiastic Bender is about Thrawn. I would be excited on his behalf. Let's see, I'm looking at this picture, and it looks like I got this right here, but then he has another, yeah, the jowl. The jowl is not exaggerated enough. I think I needed to do that a little bit. I'll get that out of there. Okay. Thrawn is in Rebels. Okay. That's what I thought. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the hair a little bit. Mara Jade was Luke's main squeeze. Maybe Rey is Luke's daughter, if that's the case. Well, I mean, that would at least make some sense, wouldn't it? You know, better than her just being randomly the greatest Force user of all time, randomly the most powerful being in the Star Wars universe. That a little bit of something, a little bit of backstory besides you're no one. Your parents were nobodies. You know it. I know it. The whole world knows it. Shut up and go home, Ray. Join me or die. Let's burn it all down. The past must die. Etc., etc. Okay. Working on a little bit of sideburns here. I see that damn spinning circle again. I don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. I don't know what's up with this circle. I don't know why that's still happening. The connection should be fine here. Hold on one sec. Oh, okay. All right, back to it. Here we go. Okay, continuing the hair. We're moving up. Nope, I brought it out too far. His hair is pretty close over here. We don't want too much hair on the side. And then about right at this point, I'm going to move in just a tad and do this, the beginnings of his swoop. He's got a little bit of a swoop, just a very slight one. It's going to go over to this side, and then from here, he gets a little more hair on this side because this side of his head is more exposed. This side is turned more towards the camera than the other. So this one's going to come down just about like that. And we'll give his sideburn here down just a little bit more. Like that. And then we allow this to move on up around the ear, like so. There we go. This seems long to me, though. That's what she said. It seemed a little long. I'll try and wrap that up a little bit closer here. Just like that. Andrew said if he just leaves and comes back, it's good. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, guys. I wish it were not happening, especially right now. This is a monumental occasion here. This is a debt being paid off. Okay. And we can go ahead and take care of a little bit of detail in the ear. Just going to go like that. And then I think this right here is going to have, that'll be colored in. This will be like another shadow in the ear, I believe, right there. This is going to come down. It's like a wrinkle or something. We have to fill in the gaps here because What's-Her-Face's hair is covering the side of his face. So I got to kind of use my imagination, fill in the blanks here on this right ear because I cannot see the entire thing. There's a lady's hair covering it up in the reference photo. So we're just going to do what we can. All right. Yeah, and there's not really anything going on as far as detail on this side. So up here back on the hair again, like I said, we were laying the foundation for this little swoop. He's got just a little swoop that comes up just like this. It's a kind of a slight swoop, and then it swoops over from this side, So we'll just leave that alone for a minute. I think there's a little more. Try that. It might be too long. No, but it's just that once it gets to about right here, so it's like this right here is going to be light. Everything over here gets pretty dark. Just have to make a note of that. Have to remember that. And then he's got a little bit of hair, just like some pieces, it looks like, that just kind of hang out in the front, just like that. And over here, we can go ahead and do some of this detail. These are going to be these spots right here are going to be light. We got to leave some light spots because he's got gray. And since I'm just using, the final product will just be white and black, we've got to do these little kinds of deals to remind ourselves to leave some open space. Some space where there's not going to be black going over the whole thing. This will just be left white. All these little areas here that I'm drawing. Okay. So just like that there. Okay, and then on this side, he's got, we'll go down like this, almost to this point right here. This is all going to be white space that we're leaving open. So it'll be like, he's got these right here. This is kind of representative of how there. So it'll be like, let me see, up to here. That'll all be black. All this stuff will be black. This is going to be white. I think that's good. And then down here, we've got some more spots we're going to have to leave open, just like this. Try like that. We'll do another one right here, just like that. And then another one going down to the bottom like that. And those will be open spaces for white. And then there's like another kind of white deal right there. And his hair's pretty dark otherwise, for his age, definitely. This is all black. This spot right here is going to be white. But that's, yeah, that's good. Maybe just a little bit more right here. Just a bit more. We can add a little bit in. We can add some. Okay, so that looks good. How about this region? We gotta have something right here. I'll just put that right there. And then maybe another little one. Just for a little contrast. Just one right here, one right there. You know, sometimes you gotta throw in some stuff that's not in the reference if you think it's gonna look better, because this is not a photograph. This is an interpretive drawing, my friends. And now let's see, what do we got right here? He's got this little dot right there. That's like an age spot maybe. And then he's got some more stuff going on right here. Some more age spots. Yeah, this gets a little closer to the head over here. These are going to be colored in. Do this one as well. Just like that. There, that's colored in, that's colored in. What next? Right here. On these, what's interesting is when I'm drawing something like this, because I'm just using white paper and, you know, like a marker or an ink pen, I have to look at the shadows and decide which ones I want to include. And sometimes there are shadows that I could include, but I don't, because his face in this reference photo is fairly shadowed. There's quite a lot of shadowing going on, and if I were to just cover the entire face in shadow, then it would just look like, you know, Mr. Belvedere with blackface. So we don't want to do that. So I have to figure out what the darkness threshold is when I'm looking at this. I'm trying to figure out which spots I actually want to fill in to make them look shadowy. And when I do this, I'm not using any particular light source. It's just kind of like I'm picking and choosing which spots I believe need to be represented as shadows on this version. It might not make sense. It might not make sense with real world light sourcing, but in the context of this picture, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I just want it to look fun. I want it to look. I want it to look like it's worth the wait, you know. So I'm gonna color that in. Color that in. This right here, he's got some more kind of age spots. I'm gonna get those. There's a little shadow area right there. Some markings like that. There has to be a break over here. This side of the face right here, there's some good shadowing going on in the picture, but I can't shadow right next to the hair, or else it'll look like a big blob of black, this entire region, because this is going to be black. I have to at least leave a break right here in between the hair and the shadow, or else it'll all just look like one big lump. We don't want to do that. We want this to we want it to look fun. We want it to look like it's worth looking at, don't we? What's next? Right here, can do something like that. Some forehead wrinkles. He's got, let me see, where is this? It kind of goes from here down, and I don't know that I will actually even color this with pen. This is kind of giving me a guide. He's got this line in his forehead that kind of goes down like this, and is this where it goes? No, it's down further. It does this kind of deal right here, I believe, about right there. Okay, and it does that. You've got this kind of thing right here. Okay, there we go. There's that one. We'll add in an extra. That's extra. That's so extra. Andrew told me to steal Jess's markers and get on the EVS level. Well, I've stolen a Prismacolor, so I'll be using this for some of the fill-in stuff. And the Prismacolor is pretty good stuff. Okay, all right. Where was I? Forehead lines. Yeah, from about here. This one's going to be pretty dark. And this goes up and kind of slopes down a little bit. And then kind of back up just a tad like that. Just like that. Okay. This is going to be, I'm just going to do this just so I remember that that's kind of a darker one. This is all going to be colored in. So I'm going to shade it just a little bit with the pencil, just like that. And here we go. Here's another forehead line. This one goes out just a little bit further than the one above it, but it's going to actually slope down and create more this effect. It's going to kind of widen the gyre as we go in towards the middle of his face, down like this, and we want it to then come back up, kind of like that, and it actually cuts through this line right here just a tad. And we're going to go like this, and this one, after it goes up, is going to come all the way down here like this, and this line right here is going to thicken up kind of like that. This is going to be a good shadow right there, and this is going to be another, it's like an eye wrinkle that's also a shadow. That's going to go like that and go all the way, almost all the way to his hair. And then we've got another kind of dark deal right there. Okay. And it looks like, where were we? Right here. Yeah. That goes like that. I need a little bit of space right here, actually. I made that shadow too close to this sort of cradling. We'll call this the cradle. It goes just like that. No, I was wrong. I was wrong to erase that. I was right the first time. Need to leave that. That's fine. That's just fine. Okay. And this one is a little bit lighter than the one above it, so I think that's good. And we've got some of these deals here, just some more wrinkles and crinkles. Like that. Okay, now, just under this, as we call it the cradle, we've got the eyebrow, and the eyebrow has to be separated from this shadow right here. He's got really thick, bushy eyebrows, and we don't need much room. We just need a little bit, but they go up, and he's got kind of the kind of eyebrows that slope downward. Goes like this. He's got a little bit of a piece here that kind of does a point, and then his eyebrows come back in like this. And where do they stop? They stop just a bit past that line. And it feels like this needs to come out a little bit more, so we'll do that. So like this. And down. Let's see, this can come up a bit like that. Nice thick, bushy eyebrows for Mr. Belvedere. Just going to go up this way. Okay, just like that. And we can connect it to that one. So there's one eyebrow. And all this is going to be colored in. Just do that, just to let us know we need to get to that. Gonna have to color that part in. And he's got a shadow that comes from here. Should be like that. Just leave a little space. There's a shadow that runs from there down to here, like on the inside of the nose. And this other part, gonna go about right there. Down we go. Okay. This is like a shadow on the inside of, yeah, like the inside of his eye socket here, right next to his eye. All this is going to be colored in. That's going to be black. This kind of does a little point right there and goes back up. And then this is going to come down. Where are we in relation to the to the chin. I want to keep that in mind. Go down like this, and he's got a little bit of a ball nose. Kind of does this deal, and there's going to be a good deal of shadowing going on for Mr. Belvedere's nose. It's going to go up here again, kind of the teardrop, like a big teardrop shape. And like that. That's fine. Gets a little narrow right there. And then up, and where are we in relation to the one across? That's good. It's pretty decent. Got some, I'm going to thicken up this line right here just a bit on this side, right there. And then right here, the shadows get a little heavier. So we just want to make note of that with this line that I'm taking up and around to let us know that everything right here needs to be colored in. Marking that the same way we have with everything else by just kind of sketching it in a little bit there. And his nose, he's got a lot of these little, they're not pock marks, but are they blackheads? Does Mr. Belvedere have a bunch of blackheads on his nose? Could he have benefited from some Clearasil? It's got a line right there and another line that goes like right across here. A little bit of light shadows just right there. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and take care of this eyebrow. So there is our forehead line moving to the left, and this eyebrow is going to start right about here, just at the edge of this line. So go down. Like, I'm no expert, but the way that I try to draw when I'm doing something like this is I'll use points around the face for reference, as literally points of reference. So it's like, where's the eyebrow go? Well, I look at the reference picture and I see that this line on the reference picture, using this line as a reference, using this as a marker, I can see on the reference photo that the eyebrow starts just about here. And so that's where I start my eyebrow. Let me bring this over here just a bit. And then where do I stop it? Well, I look at the reference photo and I see that the eyebrow, as it kind of creeps down towards the cheek, it stops just a little before halfway down the sideburn. And so I stop it right here. You know, halfway would be maybe about here. On the reference photo, it stops a little before halfway. So that's where I'm going to stop it. And I'll just bushy it up a little bit, because he does not have pretty eyebrows. He's not worried about that. This needs to be up a little bit more. Okay, and again, it's going to come down this way, sloping downwards, heading towards the nose. There we go. And that's good. There we go. Thicken the eyebrow up just a little bit. And once again, save for just like a little spot here and maybe another one right there. This is all going to be colored in black. we go. Just do that. Doesn't have to be too fancy. Doesn't have to be too dark. Just enough to know. All right. So now, right here, I see a discrepancy, and there usually are at least a few, which I think kind of gives these drawings their somewhat unsettling characteristics. Is that I'm not a professional, so usually at some point something gets thrown off a little bit, and what is it? This line right here, things are spaced too far apart maybe. So we'll see that. We'll see that. That's okay. That's the signature Superdivorceme style, folks. It's like, where is it going to be? Where's that offness going to be? What's going to give it that its unsettling nature? And in this photo, it seems like it's going to have something to do with the eyes. So please look forward to that. Got a shadow right here. Come down a little bit. Just like that. And okay. All right, so let's actually start on the eyes, huh? Let's try that. Start on the eyes a little bit. What do I have left? I just got a low battery alert, guys. I'm gonna have to figure something out about that, won't I? That's not gonna be good. Okay. I'm getting my charger so I can plug that in. I thought I had enough battery to make it through, but apparently I do not. So I'm gonna have to drape this back. Jeez, oh Pete's. Wow. Wow. Can I make it to the side? Is that an option? I need to figure out where I can plug this in. Oh. Okay. All right. Just gonna take it back here. I think this will work. No, it's plugged in. Right. Back to it. Back to twerk. We're gonna start on the eyes now. So let's proceed. So looking at the eyes, it's like he's got this shadow above his eyelid on the left, and it's pretty thick. It's a thick shadow that kind of goes out to these laugh. What do they call these? Are these that? Got one right here too, and a mark right there for good measure. I did not make that up. It's actually on the reference photo. And it goes in towards the eye. Okay. Goes up. We're going to ride this wave up here. And it's going to go down to about this region. Go up. And then maybe this will be a little bit bigger than we intended initially, but that's okay. That's going to be another shadow. That's fine. Shadow part. This spacing looks okay. Need to make this a little darker there. Okay. This shadow is going to start about here and come down, and it's going to do that. Okay. Now this part, I'm going to leave some open space. It's going to go from here over to here, right? From here, this is like that. His eye goes up a bit, down, like that. And then you get the little corner of his eye there. This is going to be shadow region. This is the shadow realm right there. There's a shadow realm. And this is going to be the bottom of his eye. Like that. Doesn't look creepy. And he's going to have this deal going on. This is going to be kind of a darker line. Goes up to here. And then, of course, the little, whatever you call that in the corner of a person's eye. The corner of the eye. It's a good name for it. This needs to be thickened up just a tad. This line right here is pretty thin. This one's a little thicker. Like that. Now then, where do we go from here? What's next? Next, we have got a shadow like right there. Okay. Right here, another shadow that kind of points, and then it's going to create kind of a bag under the eye. Maybe a little too intense with that. But down, and then about halfway it's going to come up a little bit. And it goes down here. And then there's another line, another bag under his eye that crosses this one. And it's going to go like this. Let me tell you something about Superdivorceme drawings, folks. If you have wrinkles or if you have bags, they are going to show. Mr. Belvedere, I don't think he's going to look too good. I think he's going to look very rough and beat up. So that's that. Thicken this up. Definitely thicken this one up. Because this has to go there. This is all going to be dark. Very, very dark. Very, very dark. That. This lightens up as it gets up here and actually goes with another smile line that's coming out that way. And we get a few more for good measure, one like that. And then over here on this, well, actually, let's do the inside of his eye. It looks a little too wide, so maybe we can thicken that line up on top, and thicken this one just a bit too on the bottom. There we go. This is going to come down here like that. And this one is going to show about here. And there we go. There we are. And he's got just a glimmer here like that. That's all he gets. His eyes are quite dark indeed in this photograph. All right, so let's move to the right eye. And with this one, let's start with the eye itself. Well, the corner of the eye. Start right here. And it looks like this eye is a little bigger, like in real life. So hopefully we can capture that. Hopefully we can explore that just a little bit. I think that might be a little bigger. Maybe it's not. under here, we've got a shadow that's going to come up like, what's this doing? It's coming up like this. It's going over the eye bowl. Yeah. Separate. It's got to be separate. Back up, tap, like that. Yeah. A big shadow over the eye. That's going to look awful. He's going to look really, really beat up, like he's seen better days. And this should come down. This definitely has to come down now, because there's not supposed to be this much open space in betwixt the shadow and the eyebrow. So we got to thicken this up. This is going to be a really bushy eyebrow over here, and that makes me want to bushy this one up a little more. So that's fine. Got to bushy it up sometimes. That's okay. No one's going to get mad. No one's going to get mad at you if you just have to bushy it up just a little bit. Put that in. That's going to be colored in. What's next? Some more shadows just like that. He's got a really dark thing going on here over this eye. This is very, very heavily shadowed right here. And then this, that needs to be very heavily shadowed, like he's wearing eyeliner almost. You know, that's how it's going to look. It'll be like Mr. Belvedere as Captain Jack Sparrow, which might be the next Pirates movie. I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Depp comes back as Mr. Belvedere playing Captain Jack Sparrow. I think they really need a jolt, something new and exciting to get that series back on track, and that could be just the thing. It could be just the thing to have Johnny Depp playing Mr. Belvedere, who gets brought into the pirates' world, and he finds out, surprisingly, that it is a pirate's life for him. And he is going to plunder. He's going to join them on their adventures, but he's also going to keep the ship quite clean indeed. It's something that's very important to him. He does not want to give up on his stewardship, as we learned earlier. Mr. Belvedere is a symbol of stewardship and devotion. And if Johnny Depp were playing Mr. Belvedere, I think that he would want to do the character justice, and he would not neglect the fact that Mr. Belvedere would want to keep the pirate ship very clean. It would be a fish out of water story, or fish in water, because he would be on the water quite often. But you know, they'd be doing things. They'd be having fun. Be a story of hijinks. It'd definitely be a hijinks adventure. Hijinks in the high seas is one possible tagline they could use for it. I like that. I think that it rolls off the tongue. Lots of tea. Yeah, Mr. Belvedere would make lots of tea aboard the pirate ship. But I just wonder if they would use special effects to actually bring back the original Captain Jack Sparrow, so that he could have a face-off with Captain Jack Belvedere. Johnny Depp obviously playing both characters, but they would use Hollywood special effects to make sure that they could have Johnny Depp square off with himself. One is the classic character Captain Jack Sparrow, and the other is the new Johnny Depp interpretation of Captain Belvedere. something that I would really like to see them explore and see what they can do. So let's see. Going down here, we've got this line that's going to go down. This is pretty heavy. That's heavily shadowed right there. Here's another heavy shadow. I think that's going to be a heavy shadow. So it starts to make more sense as you go along. There we go. This is going to be a shadow. I think we need another one right here. Just kind of like that. That's good. Right there. Okay. Yeah, that really dark line right there, that goes down, but because things are I exaggerated the jowls a little bit on this side. So I'm going to actually make an additional line right here. And then, okay. So those are taken care of. This, he's got some space right there. See, what happened is this eye shifted over quite a bit in the picture. So that's going to be a point of discrepancy. It's not going to look exactly as it should. This is going to go up just like that. There we go. And on this side, like this, hooks back in, and like that. Good shadow right here. That is going to be good shadow right there. And then this line is going to be pretty dark. This is going to go from here all the way down to about right here, like that. It's going to kind of hook and go up like this. And then on this side, he's got kind of the same deal. It's going to go from the top of the nostril down over this way and like that. Let's say, well, it doesn't hook as much. It just kind of, it's a slight hook. And it kind of goes like this and stops and then picks up again and then raises up kind of like this. And this one's a little, that's a thicker line too. Okay, there we go. There we go. It's all nice and dark. He's got a line here. It's going to be dark. And then kind of a, that's kind of a dimple. And this is kind of a, that's kind of a dimple there as well. Yeah. Now, we're going to have some fun. This, his mustache is very close to his nose. This is where it starts. I mean, really almost just directly under his nose. There's almost no space between his nose and the mustache. And it's a very well kept mustache. It's like he has a mustache that he has to shave here and here to maintain. It goes like this, straight across, and you can see there would be stubble like here and here, but he shaves that and maintains this kind of mustache that goes from here all the way over, and this lets me know that that line went a little too deep. It's kind of hooking because these kind of contain the mustache. It hooked a little bit too much downwards. And so we do that. A little too far down. Here we go. Okay, so now this goes straight across. and it's going to hit this line over here, and that one needs to go up a little bit too, just like that. Okay, right here, it's pretty sharp. It's pretty sharp. This corner is sharper than this one. This is kind of like a rounded end, and the mustache over here ends very sharply. Okay, so there we go. Connected the mustache, and now it's starting to come together. Now you can start to get uh, hints of Belvedere in this drawing. And we just, it's a pretty dark mustache, but we've got to have a few points where it's not just solid. So that's what we're doing. We're just adding in a few little glimmers of light, you see, just like that. So everything else is going to be pretty solid. Maybe just like that. Okay, I think that's good. And then he's got kind of like a few little blemishes up here, maybe a few spots that he didn't get exactly. He did a really good job, but he didn't clear everything completely. And this maybe goes up just a little bit. Yeah, because that's what happens. He has these. They just a couple spots. And that's okay because he's got a lot to do. He's very busy. He maintains this area very well. Most people would not have a mustache where they shave this part and just leave this. If you had hair growing directly under your nose, I mean, that's a tough spot to reach. I don't know what, I'm guessing he had to have used some sort of electric, either an electric razor or a straight razor, and have been very careful in shaving this region of his face, because that's precious real estate. You're very close to your nose. If you slip, you could just take off a piece of your nose. And he has kind of a bulbous nose, so he had to be careful doing that. This, we've got a line like right here, one that kind of, this kind of goes up a little bit even. There we go. Yeah, that happens there. And some shadows there. We'll do a shadow right there. This side of his face is pretty heavily shadowed. So we'll put that on display a little bit. There you go. Get some shadows there. Shadows definitely on the bottom of his face. That wouldn't be bad to include. We can do that. We can shadow this area right here. Not as heavily as in the original, but some. And there's going to have to be a line here to show where his ear is. Just like that. Okay. Great, great. All right, what do we have left? The mouth. All right, so his mouth is about just a little bit wider than his nose when he's smiling. And it's going to be kind of this shape. It's going to go like this on either side. So just let me see where I'm going. It's going to go like this. And it kind of creeps back up. It's not a perfectly symmetrical smile. It kind of creeps up like that. Okay. And yeah, that's fine. And this right here, he's going to have some more shadowing going on right there. This is all going to be shadow. Gotta have kind of a light shadow around the top of the lip. And then this part will not be shadowed. This will just be his lip coming down just about like that. Just about like that. That's not too bad. And we get his teeth now. So here's 1 and 2. Yeah, I thought I'd make the mouth open a little bit wider than it is in the picture, but it's gonna have to be like that. Otherwise it won't make sense. There we go. Okay. It's got a little space here. This is gonna go right here. This it's got nice pearly whites like that. There we go. Okay, space right there. That's going to be colored in. Yeah, that's good. There we are. Okay, wonderful. Let's see. Obi-Wan said, looking good. Girlfriend wants some attention. So, okay, Obi-Wan's gonna go watch a movie instead. That's totally fine. Check back, tomorrow. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but see what the finished product looked like. And have a good night, Obi-Wan. Enjoy your movie. Hopefully you're watching something good. Hopefully you're not having to watch The Last Jedi again. Let's see. All right. Is that good? That's good. We got a line going right here. That's good. Another one right there. There we are. Okay. There we go. And let's see, how much of this should I include? He's got a pretty clean shaven face. It's fairly clean shaven, but there's like a little bit of something right here. That's another shadow. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to go back over and I'm going to look for any extra lines I need to add in here. There's like one right here. There we go. Maybe a little something right there. Right there. Okay. And this gap right here is absurd. This is way too much, but it's charming. So, okay. Yeah, those are done. Anything else? I'm looking here. Okay. Shadow-wise, I think we are all set. There's a little something right there. That's... And then this deal. This little... I'd like to represent his chin a little better. I think we need like this and that. I think that makes it pop a little more. You want your chin to pop. Okay. I think at this point we're ready to start on the pen section. So I will be right back. Give me 1 second. I'll be just back here. There's some electronic device that is beeping in the other room. I need to turn it off. 1 second. Oh, okay. All right, got it. It was the baby monitor. It's not being used, but it was beeping. I had to turn it off. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, time to begin putting down the final tracks. Let's say. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and begin here, folks. All right, let's start around the outside. I actually can probably use this first. There's a finer point. Yeah, I'll use this for around the outside. Just like this. Go. All the way around the outside here. I think we can go around the entire head with this one. It's gonna bring him to life right away in a way you never thought possible. I never thought I would be doing this on a live stream. Who could have predicted that this is what our channel would turn into? It's a real grab bag around here, folks. You never know what you're going to get. Here we go. There we are. Yeah. I like the nice heavy outline. As I said, this you like your art to pop. This really pops now. It's a good pop to it. Okay, so what else can I do where I'm not going to have to worry about the thin lines? Let me go into the inside here. We'll start to do some of this. So that's going to have to be left open. That's what we wanted. Just like that. Yeah. And then here's our swoop. Our swoop comes down. It goes up like this. All the way across. We're going to ride that wave on down. Just like that. And this is going to be the sort of white section of the swoop that we're going around. Yeah, it's not a whole lot. His hair is pretty dark, as we said. So we can give it some of that. And just like this. So this is white. Everything in here is white. Yeah, this is all over white. I want that to end about right there. And I'm going to do a few more little strands right here where it's not totally black. Just like that. Okay. But under that, this is all black as well. And it's going to blend right into the top. There we go. Okay, this side comes down, got a little black line right here that kind of juts out. There we go. Coming down. All right, let's go over to the side, eh? So this stuff is all black. We're gonna do a little bit of work here where this will follow those exactly, but inside here we've got some more white, and this goes down about to here, and we're going to connect it to this piece too. I think that'll look good. There we go. That little piece left open. There we go. And this actually goes out into the side of the forehead, just like that. There we go. Going around and down. Let's hit this right here and that. Get those out of the way. Here's one. This is one that's getting colored in. So that will be colored in just like that. Okay. Nice little wrinkle. Another wrinkle there. Another open spot. And here is where the, oh, I'm gonna make that more apparent. Okay, there we go. This is the ear on the left that we are demarcating. And this is the sideburn on the left. It's going to come up like that. Inside that spot, and this one, and that one, those will all be white. And isn't that nice? That's just nice. Well, another one in right there, because the mood struck me. Yeah, there we go. That looks real good. Okay. Thicken that up a little bit. I think that's good. All right, coming back up top. Got another little piece we can fill in with black. Just like that. And why don't we go ahead and take care of some of these forehead wrinkles right here. Some of these lines, we'll just knock these out while we're up here, huh? That seems like a good idea. I think that's a real good plan to just knock those out while we're up here. And I'm going to add in some right here. I think we could, yeah, there's some more stuff up here going on that I kind of missed the first time around. And I think because the forehead ended up a little bigger, we're just going to add in another one there. Take some liberties. That line is, I didn't know if I was going to include it, but we're just going to make it kind of light. That's a pretty light line. This one, that's a little thicker. And this one is a little thicker still. Just like that. Yep. Okay. How about this one? That we're going to go like that, and down, and yeah, there we go. Go ahead and fill this in, because why not? Why would we put that off when we can do it right now? It's a good life lesson, folks. Why put off till 10 minutes from now what you can do right now? There's no good reason. No good reason for it. If you gotta color it in, you might as well color it in right now. Right as you're passing over it. Unless you got a strategic reason not to do so. But if it's just laziness, man, don't give in to that. That's no good. It's not going to get you anywhere. Add another little deal there. What about here? This one, this is just a singular line-ish. One up. There we go, like that. And then we're coming over with it. And now we're going to start getting into some shading on this side. Before that, I'm going to get into this right here. Take care of these guys. Some little randos. Just knock these dudes out right now. There we go. Get that. And there's just a few little things like that and that. There we go. It seems like there's something there. There we go. That's better. All right, let's head on up to this region, because here's some more white stuff that we need to save for later. Make sure that these regions don't get colored over in black. Just going to go around these in black right now to save them from when we start doing some more massive passes of color. Go. Bring this on down to the point. We'll get to the point. We're getting to the point right there. Straight into the point. That was kind of curved into the point, eh? Eh? About that. Coming down here, down to the old sideburn. Connect the sideburn. Bring it up, swoop to the ear. And let's go ahead and take care of the rest of these white regions. Make sure those stay white. Not too much on the photo. I think this needs a little something right here. I think that would be, just fill that in just a bit. There we go. That right there is going to be black all inside there. Good enough. Same with that. That can be colored in by the bigger marker. There we go. And another swoop of black. Just like that. All right, what do we got here? Some more little zippity-doos. Some more odds and ends that we need to take care of. Things that we'll not be able to take care of with the Prismacolor marker. That's a little too big. Let me do that. That looks good. There we go. Another line. I think that was supposed to be lighter, but that's fine. That's okay. No mistakes, just happy accidents. I have a Bob Ross magnet on my fridge with that saying on it, so for what it's worth, I'm taking his advice here. Go around the eyebrow. And then this part is going to be colored in black. All of this is going to be black. I see an eyebrow, and I want it to be black. Like that. All of this stuff. All of this stuff. It's a very black region of his eye. swooping down to the laugh lines. Yes. There we go. Around the eyeball. And the eyeball itself even. As we head into that, there we go. We'll take care of those. Just like that. And this region needs colored in. Like some eyeliner. Like some, that's what he wears on the pirate ship. Just a little eyeliner. Just like Captain Jack. Bring that up like that. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. We got that coming from the eye. This one, like that, like that, like that. Some more shadowy stuff. These will be the bags under his eyes. And he is going to look quite haggard due to these. That's just what's going to happen. That's the way it's going to look. Color that in. I think we can get that with the Prisma. And we can always get this back out if we need to. No big deal. No big deal. We want to color these in black. Same here. If you color the black ones in when you have the opportunity, as soon as you know you need to, that's good. It saves you confusion later on. Like if you were looking up here, it's like, does this need to be white or black? Well, if you just color them in when you come across them and you know what they are, it saves you the confusion later. You don't have to wonder. You just know if it's supposed to be colored in black. I'll just do it when I see it. I won't put it off. I won't try and be fancy boy. You know, I'll just take care of it when I see it. I won't procrastinate. There we go. And needs a little something there too. That line. Okay. All right, now we're going to head over to the other side. Kind of a bushy mess over here. A bushy mess of some eyebrows. This goes down. That's going to be colored in. All this stuff's going to be colored in. This is all getting the black treatment. We're painting all that black. And there we go. Coming around. There, and there. Yep. Color that in. And a little bit of color on the nose. A little on the nose. Now, these dots are a little on the nose, if you ask me. A little on the nose. Same with some of these shadows. These shadows are really on the nose. There we go. Shadow. All shadows. All shadows. Shadows. Color that in. The Prisma is a bit too fat to do some of this stuff. So it's another reason I like to take the opportunity to fill stuff in when I see it, if it's too small for the Prisma color. You can push it though. Sometimes you can take that Prisma and you can try to use it on lines or areas that you know you probably shouldn't because it's too fat. You can try, and you can push it sometimes, and sometimes you'll get away with it, but other times you will not. You will end up coloring an area that you shouldn't have because you were too lazy to pick up the correct utensil for the job. So use the tool that you know you need. There's another lesson from friend Nick here. From friend Nicholas, from your good brother Nicholas. I just want you to use the tool that the job calls for. If you're not sure, ask the job. Consult it. Say, what do you think I should use, job? What would be the best tool? And chances are, the job will tell you if you pay attention. There we go. Okay. Just around. There we go. The nose kind of comes under. There's a bulbous nose, reminiscent of former President Bill Clinton. Kind of a bulbous nose, like that. There we go. Here we are. Okay. That sticks out a little bit. The under part of that eye, okay, that's fine. Here we go. Getting some of these, some more of the laugh lines. Getting under the eye a little bit. I'm going to go back over here and just at least get some of these. I'm going to take my own advice. I just realized there are a couple spots here that are definitely going to be too narrow for the Prisma to get into. So I'm going to try and take care of those real quick. Pointy spots and super narrow, tight spots, you know, you got to look out for that. Like around here, I might as well go around these so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to risk it. Just like that. I'll go ahead and do it on this side too, won't I? Just like that. And just like that. Okay, so that should help a little bit. That. All right. Maybe these spots. Those are good. Because then I can just fill in this big open spot, the middle of the thick bushy eyebrows. If I take care of the edges, then I can sort of just wash right over the regions that still need it. Just wash right over them with the Prismacolor. Yeah, there we go. We did a live practice last night. That was something new. Went downstairs and turned on YouTube. Did a live video of us practicing for our concert next week at Blind Bob's in Dayton. we had the thought to do some t-shirts actually that say no shows, just concerts. Because no one wants to play concerts anymore. It's always a show. We have a show. Well, what if Superdivorce just says concerts? You know, I know you'll be like, oh well, that's you're just trying to be ironic. You guys are hipsters. Well, here's the thing. Um, Concerts, they're bigger. You know, say what you want. You don't say that you're going to the Taylor Swift show. You're going to the Taylor Swift concert. You don't say you're going to the Metallica show. You're going to see Metallica live in concert. So, I mean, it's about hype, isn't it? We're trying to hype ourselves up. I've been playing music for like 15 years, guys. It's time to start playing concerts. I played enough shows. I'm not 15 anymore, okay? I'm a father of two. I'm a husband. Uh, it's time that I start playing concerts. Fill in the stuff here. Taking care of some ear work. Just like that. Get a little bit of that. A little bit of that. The Prisma is going to be good for this area. A lot of big spaces to fill in here. I'm just trying to get some of the pointy stuff out of the way. Stuff that requires precision. Now we are moving on to the moustache, aren't we? That looks like the nose needs just a little more work. Hold on a sec. I'm not quite ready to move on. A few more little areas there. Gotta get this. Gotta get that. This is really narrow. Take care of that right there. And that one. And this at the end. Okay, now let's go to the moustache. There we go. Kind of pokes out a little bit there. And had a little blemish just above the mustache. Going for the bottom of the mustache into the bottom of the lip. Just like that. Bottom of the mustache taken over to the right side, connected to the top of the mustache on the right corner. It is a bit pointier than its left side counterpart. That was meant to be a little... Okay. Gotta fill in, or not fill in, but rather make sure that we leave our white spaces in the mustache just to break, oh crap, there we go, just to break up the monotony of the pitch black a little bit. Let's go with one right there, huh? That's okay, that's good. Top of the bottom lip. And this part I can fill in just quickly. Here we go. We are filling in the top part of the bottom lip that will be pressing up against the teeth. And now we're moving on to the teeth. Getting the teeth here and the spaces in between. Making them a bit darker. There we go. There we are. Okay. And now we will do the bottom of the bottom lip. we go. It's got like a little line right there. Another one here. Add one more. Little shadow under the bottom lip. Another shadow there. Okay. Going down near the chin and adding this line. Underneath that line is going to be black for some shadows. Right there we've got a little line for the chinny chin. Because his chin was not popping enough. That line helped to pop it some. There we go. There we are. Okay, and I'm going to leave that. Just a little bit out, some cheek work there. Out near the cheeks. Not Cheeks Cabaret though. I'm going to stay away from Cheeks Cabaret. One time I worked at Papa Murphy's, a take and bake pizza place, if you're not familiar with it. And this guy named Gary came in. He was a big black dude. Looked like he might have been a lineman at some point, you know. A big black dude, very very jovial, very nice. Shaved head, you know. Very enthusiastic about his pizza. And he was like, you know, I can't wait to get home, eat this pizza with my family, get them off to bed, and I'm heading up to Cheeks Cabaret. He's like, I work all week, man. One of my favorite things to do on Friday night, get the family to sleep, and I head on over to Cheeks Cabaret. So you don't want to do that. Okay, I think we can move on to the fill-in part, huh? Let's start filling some stuff in. I'm just gonna go a little wild here. I'm just gonna start on the eyes for fun. It just looked like a good place to start, so that's what I'm doing. Going right here. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. And the same is true for Mr. Belvedere. He does not get away with exempting himself from that saying. It holds up. There he is. Look, he's already looking at you. He's like, hey, they caught Mr. Belvedere on a good day in this picture. It's a good Mr. Belvedere picture. I knew it when I saw it. It had to be the one. This is a good one. Okay, let's see here. I'm actually going to need this again because I want to go up and do the hair, and we're gonna have to get these little spiky parts filled in with this one, with the smaller marker, the smaller pen, because the Prisma is just going to gum it up. It'll go over the lines, and you learn very early on, you know. You learn in preschool, don't color outside the lines. So maybe like that. Get these corners a little bit. I'll try and get down here real fast because I don't want to screw this area up. I'll just take care of this stuff real quick. There we go. Continue moving on down. that in. And this, of course, is the sideburn. So thicken that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so over top of this, that needs to stay intact. Okay. Color around that. I got it. I can do that. I'm just going to disconnect that real quick. That's all right. There we go. Staying around these guys, making sure that we don't go over top of the white patches that we've left. Those are very important. We have to keep those for contrast. Otherwise, it just looks like a blob. Okay, this stuff. Prism is going to fit there. In here, this is our white spot swooping up over the top. So we will want to fill in this part with black, and I will need to do that with this smaller one again, because we're in close quarters here. We've got a lot of white streaks that we need to keep, and we don't want those to be inadvertently lost because we got too hasty with the Prismacolor. So we're just going to take care of these guys real quick. We're going to make sure that they've got everything they need. And make sure they're well represented. You know, representation is very important. So I'll just fill this in. There we go. There we go. Just going around the outside of that one. Looks pretty good. I don't have to color all of this because the Prisma will go much, much faster, but I need to make sure that when I use it, I have done what I've needed to do to keep the white spots intact, to maintain the integrity of the white spots and streaks. And that's all going to be black over here. Actually, to kind of let everyone know that there's a swoop involved, I think I should take this up like this. We'll do that. There we go. And that should help us a little bit to recognize that this is in fact a swoop and that there's something different going on there. Yeah. Okay. To take a little break from doing all the tedium. All right, let me make sure. Yeah, that needs to be white. So this we are going to fill in just like that. And around here is some more fill-in work. Get that good saturation, as they say in the tattoo world. You want to get good saturation. Nothing worse than a tattoo with bad saturation that you can hardly see. It's like they turn the opacity on that layer up to 70% or so. You can see right through it. You don't want that. That's a bad tattoo. And you should ask for a redo, a rework, or a refund. So, something to consider, something to explore. Shrimp shop in China. Never mattered before. I think this needs to be. This needs to actually come down. I don't like how they made that look on the reference photo. It looks better. It does not translate very well to this style, so I'm going to have to go ahead and call an audible here. Add a little more black to the right of this white patch. There we go. Okay, that's better. And why don't I go ahead and fill in this part? It's like a paint by numbers at this point, but without any of the numbers. You just have to be able to look and see what's what. And if you make a mistake, then it's all on you. And you only have yourself to blame. Go, taking care of this swoop, swoop-de-doop. Yep, there we go. Okay, there we are. Going to do this corner just quick. And this, yeah, that's white. That's white, that's going to be white. This is going to come up. I'm going to do it like that. And probably shrink that up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't need so much room. There we go. Finishing the swoop. Taking care of the swoop. Okay. Good. Take this out like that. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to need to get out the other tip here. Give it the old tipperoo. There we go. Go around these a little bit more. Protect them. We have to look out for these white spots because they can get swallowed up just quick. Just quick. But if we can protect them by doing something like this, that's good. It's a good thing. Just give them a little bit of protection. You know? Just a bit. Continuing to go like this. There we go. So, let me see. We were talking about Jack Sparrow possibly having a crossover with Mr. Belvedere. But what are some other crossovers that we could do with maybe Disney movies and famous sitcoms from the 80s? Maybe 80s and 90s sitcoms. Maybe they don't have to cross over with Disney movies, but just movies in general. Because first of all, sitcoms are kind of seen as, I feel like they're lower tier when it comes to entertainment, except for a handful of sort of legendary shows. Sitcoms are kind of a joke to a lot of people. So you wouldn't expect to see a Perfect Strangers Guardians of the Galaxy crossover event. But I think it could really work. I think that a perfect stranger's appearance in the next Avengers movie wouldn't be too bad. I feel like Bronson Pinchot and whoever the other guy's name, I can't remember the other guy's name. But, you know, Balky, that's a good character. He is ripe for a comeback at this point. I mean, maybe the next Star Wars movie, even. Maybe Balky is in the next Star Wars. That might be worth exploring. Why do I always say that? Why do I always talk about exploring things? It's an inside joke, people. Want me to tell you where it comes from on this live stream? There was a guy who made a comment. I don't even remember where I saw it now. Maybe it was on a YouTube video. Maybe it was a comment on Twitter. It was something. Some guy online was talking about how he was a little disappointed that they had not explored relationships between adult men and young boys in one of the Assassin's Creed games because of its historical significance. If you're not familiar, there was a time when in schools, in the schools of ancient philosophy, oftentimes a young boy would be taken under the wing of an older male teacher, and they would often develop romantic, we'll say romantic, physical, intimate relationships. Relationships that by any modern sense, and I would say by common sense, are very inappropriate. But this man was disappointed that the Assassin's Creed game had not explored that. He thought that maybe it was worth exploring, as if that should be a part of the Assassin's Creed games. I don't know why you feel like that should be explored in an Assassin's Creed game, but I thought that it was a somewhat hilarious way of phrasing that you would like to see that in a video game. I think that they should explore it. I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean explore? What's to explore? Really? I feel like it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? I don't really think we need to explore that in a video game. But that's just me. It's just me, folks. I guess I'm not as progressive as some people are. I don't want to explore pedophilia in my Assassin's Creed games. I don't really think that that's necessary. So, just my 2 cents. Not really a hot take, I don't think. I don't think it's really a hot take to be against pedophilia. But, you know, people want James Gunn brought back, so who knows? Just gonna continue working on this sideburn here as we go along. Real quick, I would like to touch on, no pun intended, it's not supposed to be a sick joke. I would like to touch on the James Gunn situation while I'm sitting here and drawing, working my way through this sideburn. People are saying that, you know, that that he should not be punished for utilizing his free speech. I've heard people say that. It's like, well, he has free speech. He was not arrested for the things he said. His employer at the time terminated him because they did not believe he was a good representative of their brand anymore. And they're well within their rights to do that. So I don't understand the controversy there. A company can get rid of you. It was like when what was it? What's that show? What is that show? Duck Dynasty is what I'm thinking of. When that guy got canned for his whatever homophobic comments or whatever you want to call them, people on the right made the same sort of whiny argument. And it's like, well, we got free speech. It's like, yeah, we do. We do indeed. It's a wonderful thing. We need to make sure that we always keep it. But free speech does not mean freedom from consequence. And I have to clarify, one of those consequences should not be physical violence. You should not take it upon yourself to physically assault someone because they said something you didn't like or because they believe something you do not believe. That's not what I'm saying here. When I say consequences, I mean something like losing your job. That's not physical violence. You know, no matter how you try and spin it, it's not. Because I can already anticipate it. Well, if your boss fires you, you know, and you can't get another job, you could starve to death, and that's physical. So it's kind of physical violence to fire an employee. Well, I'm sure some people believe that, and I don't think that those people are. What would I say? They're not credible. They have ridiculous opinions. You might think my opinions are ridiculous. Fair enough. But I believe in a difference between physically attacking someone and saying something that they don't like. I don't believe in microaggressions, my friends. That's a concept that I think is it's not even as how do I put this? It's not as okay. Let me rephrase. Sorry. It's getting late. The concept of microaggressions, it's like it's to be taken as seriously as a Cracker Jack prize. That's what I would say. I think that the concept of microaggressions, that concept is like a Cracker Jack prize. Just my opinion. Someone tried to explain that concept to me many moons ago, actually. And I remember being taken by it at first. I felt really bad. I don't anymore. I've thought about it, and I think it's garbage. I think it's hot garbage. I think it's a dirty trick. It's a Cracker Jack prize, my friends. Don't fall for it. anything can be a microaggression. Anything. You could say that about anything. That's why it's so silly. When a concept becomes, well, okay, you can have a concept that's pretty general, but at a certain point, uh, the concept grows to such a size that it encapsulates everything. It encapsulates anything that a person wants it to encapsulate. Anything can be put inside of it. You know, it's like that meme, you know, where the car salesman's slapping the hood of the car, the top of it, and he's like, you know, this baby can encapsulate so many things. It renders it meaningless at a point. And it doesn't take long. What would be a microaggression? Me not believing in microaggressions, not taking it seriously, that could be a microaggression. But what if, what if your belief in microaggressions challenges me? Could that be a microaggression against me? Because I don't believe in microaggressions? But then you challenge my views and my beliefs in a way that makes me feel uncomfortable. The microaggression, I think, is about building up to the straw that breaks the camel's back, you know? So that could be anything. That could be being handed the wrong order at McDonald's on your lunch break. That could be a microaggression, because one of the things is they say you don't have to know that you're doing it. You can microaggress without knowing that you're microaggressing. You can be an aggressor without meaning to, without even knowing that you are. And the only recourse, the only thing you can do is to sort of apologize ahead of time. Tell people, I know that I'm a microaggressor. I know I'm making the world a horrible place. And I apologize. I've taken note of it. I've checked myself. I've checked in on myself, and I've seen that, that I'm awful. That I make the world a horrible place. I see that. I see that there's nothing I can do about it, but at least I've admitted it. And the best thing I can do is just get out of the way. I mean, that could be a microaggression. To make people feel like they don't have a place in the world. To make people feel like they're only the only acceptable course of action is for them to step aside. You know, if you take that to the extreme, that just means kill yourself. So, that seems pretty aggressive. I could be wrong. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Got some more white areas to go around here. Around like that. Like that. There we go. Getting close to the end here. We're not too far off. I thought this might take me about 2 hours, and I think that's you know, when you factor in the breaks that I've had to take, gotten up a few times. Took a minute to get ready, get everything positioned. I had to stop the stream and start another one at one point. I think it's taken about what I thought it would. I was just worried that I had totally lost my touch, because it's been like 2 years since I've done one of these. So I didn't know how it would turn out. I was a little scared. Oh, I just now saw that Andrew said he was falling asleep, unfortunately, and he was going to have to finish watching in the morning. That was about an hour ago. So I've just been here chatting away to myself for the last hour. It's just my own little show. It's my own little late night drawing session, talking about whatever comes to mind. Talking about whatever. This is a good mustache. Mr. Belvedere has a good mustache. My grandfather was a police officer, and he had a fantastic mustache. I actually remember when I was a little kid, I thought that he kind of looked like Mr. Belvedere. He didn't think so. He denied it. I don't know why. I think Mr. Belvedere is, he's a proper gentleman. He's got a good look. He's a steward. And even the actor, Christopher Hewitt. Not even talking about the character. It's like Christopher Hewitt. You know what? I just realized I think that I should save the mustache. That should be kind of the coup de grace. I want the mustache to wait. So we're going to wait just a little bit on the mustache. I'm going to color in this part. I'm going to color in this, what is it? Yeah, we're going to color in the shadows along the bottom of the face, right here along the jowls, heading down towards the chin is what we're doing here. Just coloring this stuff in, just making it nice and dark. Just some good shadows here, just some good shadow work. Taking us home down here around the chin area, guys. You've hung in there. You've paid attention. You've been here for a while. And we're getting close. We're getting close to closing it out. Do that. Yep. There we go. That's good. Just a little more right here. And right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so next, the hair. That's where we need to go next. Up here to the hair section. We'll color it in just like this. I could even do this with a larger, like a brush pen or something, but I don't have one of those. So I'm just content to fill it in like this. We've worked this long, so why rush it, I'm going to take my time, just back and forth, all the way across his head, from the left to the right side of the head. just like we're reading a book. Just like we're reading a book, guys. If you're following along at home, you are weird. You are strange. Just like me. Because why would you do this? Why would you follow along at home? I'd be flattered to hear if you did. I'd be even more flattered to see your version of Mr. Belvedere. And I'm sure Andrew would love it too. If you're a fan of sequential Star Wars, that'd be a great thing that you could do for Andrew. Draw him a picture of Mr. Belvedere. I'm sure he'd love to see it. Even upload a video of yourself drawing Mr. Belvedere. You know, look at mine. It doesn't look like the real thing, guys. I just do it. Just go for it. Just see what happens. You get the soft brushing of the pen back and forth on the paper. There we go. We're about a third of the way through the top of the head here. Getting all this hair colored in. Making our way over. Kind of bittersweet that we are almost at an end here. But I need to go to bed soon. I should have been in bed by now. I didn't think I would be up this late. I did not think I would be up this late. Even though this picture is taking me about as long as I thought it would, I hit some technical difficulties. I had to get this area set up here. I had to find the art utensils, you know, because it's been so long since I've done any artwork like this. Like I said, about 2 years, almost 3. So it's been a minute. But this needed to get done. This was something that Andrew asked for. This is something he paid for like 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And I just kept putting it off. I was like, well, I don't want to rush through it, you know? And it was like one thing after another would come up. And I'd be like, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. Well, what better way to get to it than a live video? Because clearly I've not rushed through it. You can watch. Taking my time. I've gotten to chat with some friends. I've gotten to babble a little bit here in the last hour. When it came down to just me by myself. I hope Obi-Wan's having a good time with his girlfriend. They were going to watch a movie. I don't know what they're watching. Hopefully something good. He didn't say if they were watching a movie at home or if they were going to the movies. Obi-Wan, if you watch this later, I'd love to hear about what movie you saw. Or maybe if you just watched something at home, a movie that you'd seen before. You know, let me know. Let us know in the comments section. And of course, if you are watching this and you've enjoyed seeing me draw Mr. Belvedere and talk to myself, hit subscribe. Subscribe to this channel now, please. Just go ahead. I'll be here. I'll wait. Subscribe, bong the gong for notifications so you know when we go live. So when we decide to do a video like this, we always do at least one live video every day. But make sure that you bong the gong for notifications so you'll be notified when we go live and you don't miss out. And you can stop in, you can chat with us, you can hang out, you can chat with our other pals, our other friends here and fans. It's a good, fun community to be a part of. The Divorce Club is what we call it. hair is almost done. Almost. Please like this video too, and comment on any of our videos. If you comment, we will always comment back. We love that interaction. We love to do that. Okay, I did notice one thing. This right here, this needs to be thickened up a little bit. That eye, that section of the eyelid, as well as this one. Okay. All right, I think we are, if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, we're good. We're going to finish the mustache, and that's going to be it, guys. We're almost there. Look at him one more time, because like a real person, he's going to look totally different when this mustache is all filled in. This is your glimpse of him, like when it's still growing back. Remember that. He's going to look so different. He's going to transform into Mr. Belvedere once this tattoo, once this mustache is filled in completely. It's amazing how that works. A person can look totally different when they shave. Totally weird. Totally weird. Like a different person. Just because they remove a little facial hair. They remove something as small as a mustache, and it transforms them. I wish that Mike D'Antoni, my favorite basketball coach ever, and coach of the Houston Rockets, I wish he would grow his mustache back. Maybe he'll do it in the off season. I think that's what they really need. That's what they need to get them over the hump to finally win an NBA championship with Mike D'Antoni. He just needs to grow that mustache back, and it will be smooth sailing. Almost done, guys. So close. Andrew almost has his custom Mr. Belvedere drawing wrapped up and in the books. We're almost done. I think this prism might be ready to go. And there we go. That's it, guys. There's our Mr. Belvedere. Oh, bring that down a little bit. Still no? There we go. That's good. There it is. Took about 2 hours, I guess. Give or take. That is Andrew's custom Mr. Belvedere drawing. I'll consult him tomorrow. Well, hold on. I don't know. All the other ones have this, don't they? I think every other one that I've done. Look. The Superdivorceme at the bottom. They all have that. Even this one. The one that we used for the album cover. So I feel like it would be inappropriate if I didn't put that on there. So I'm going to have to put that on real quick. And we'll just use this. I just need to check real quick. Yeah. Right across the bottom. I think that would be good. S U P E R Super D I V O R now I think it's done. Superdivorce. All right. Whew. That's a hefty video, isn't it? You guys, thanks for watching. This is Nicholas Villars signing off for the evening. The last piece of Wish You the Best merchandise that I needed to get done is now finished. Well, almost. I'm going to have to put this on my computer. I'm going to have to print out a special CD insert for this right here and slip it over top of the original. And then I'll be giving Andrew this in a frame, and it'll be very fancy. So, guys, thank you very much for watching this. And until next time, y'all take real good care. Okay? Talk to you soon. Good night.